Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by again on such short notice. We are back with another quick edition of IDP. This time around, we're kind of post-punk heavy. We have indie rock / post-punk from Kentucky, from Louisville, also France, as well as the Netherlands. And then we are off to Japan for some 90s influenced kind of indie alt rock, if you will. Yeah, so you're definitely gonna want to grab yourself a meat stick, possibly 2 meat sticks, if the mood strikes you. And let's go ahead and get started. All right, first up we have the debut full-length LP for a quartet out of Louisville, Kentucky. They're called Charm School, and their album is titled Debt Forever. This is indie rock / post-punk / post-rock. It kind of, speaking as the album, it opens, it kind of blasts out of the gate with some really aggressive post-punk that is maybe evocative of someone like the Jesus Lizard. It is fairly politically charged. Then maybe about halfway through, maybe a little more than halfway through, the album kind of shifts in tone and style, at least a little bit. It's a noticeable kind of shifting of the gears at some point somewhat midway through the album. You get a bit of, it's definitely slowed down a bit. It's maybe a little bit of Joy Division meets Radiohead with maybe a little like Proto-Martyr, or, Car Seat Headrest or something like that. I guess whether or not you would like this album or not depends on, I guess, can you get down with both sides of the coin that are, kind of presented here on this album. It's kind of interesting. Maybe it wouldn't have been as dramatic noticeably if the changes had been sprinkled throughout the album, but the change kind of happens, and from that point forward, it feels a little bit different. It's not completely different, but a little bit different to the way that it opened. It's much less aggressive, I guess would be one way to say, to how the album opens. Fairly relentless at the get-go. Anyway, yeah, so likely won't work for everyone, but I think some folks would definitely dig this one. This is Charm School, that's the name of the band, from Louisville. The name of the album is called Debt Forever, and it's out now on Surprise Mind. All right, next up we have the 5th full-length LP from a quartet out of Toulouse, which I'm probably saying wrong, Toulouse, France, and they are called Cathedrale, and the name of their latest album, their 5th LP, is Poison. This is post-punk with more of a dark subject matter, but still accessible songs. All the vocals are in English. You hear the influence of bands, I would say, like Interpol, Proto-Martyr, mentioned again, Wire. Also like there's definitely elements of krautrock artists present throughout the album. High energy, dark, but hook-filled post-punk / indie rock. The album was recorded in, I believe, less than a week up in Brussels, and the album feels very immediate. It feels live almost, if that makes sense. Definitely a fun album, and one that is worth checking out for your fans of post-punk, fans of early aughts, indie rock. Again, that is the band from France, from Toulouse, called Cathedrale, and their album is called Poison, and it's out on Howlin Banana Records.
My dreams come in crowds, they come in crowds, like the setting sun in a cloudy sky, like the setting sun in a cloudy sky. Black hole, black hole, black hole. No more air, no light, and no escape. Demons are where the fire is. Demons are where the fire is.
Next, I believe this is the 5th full-length LP for the band out of Rotterdam, Netherlands. They are called Rats on Rafts, and their latest LP is titled Deep Below, and it's out now on Fire Records. So we have featured Rats on Rafts before, their, I think, 2021 LP, which was their previous LP, but this album is completely different to that previous one in almost every way. These guys are kind of highly skilled shapeshifters within the post-punk indie rock world. For this album, they jump in with both feet into a 1980s goth rock / post-punk thing, and the album starts that way, and it sticks to it. It goes all the way through in that style. Yeah, the album evokes the first handful of albums by The Cure. That's the thing that you for me, I keep hearing or being reminded of throughout listening to this album. And again, it just does not, it's relentless. It's dark, it's atmospheric, has resonant drums, synths, chiming guitars. It's definitely a more cohesive album, I think, to the previous one, which had was more theatrical, but also changed throughout the album. This is, if you don't like the first song, you're not gonna like the rest of the album type of thing. So like I say, you definitely hear early Cure, but you also hear, I would say, early dream pop vibes on here as well. I would say fans of those sounds may find something worth digging into on here. Again, the artists out of Rotterdam, they're called Rats on Rafts, and this album is titled Deep Below. Next, out of Kyoto, Japan, we have the debut LP from a trio called ODDLY, and the name of their debut album is named Swerve, which is out now on Damnably Records. This is indie rock with dueling boy-girl vocals. They are Japanese, but all the songs, all the vocals are in English. All the lyrics are in English. Has a lot of early to mid 1990s alt rock vibes, I would say. Dashes of grunge, dashes of shoegaze even. There's a dash of kind of grungy, bluesy guitar swirl. There is a bit of yelling on some of the tracks, but it's mostly I think the vocals are mostly melodic. I hear hints of a lot of different 90s indie rock guitar bands. There's some really catchy, solid songs on here. This one is definitely worth checking out for your 90s alt-rock fans. It's highly recommended. So while the vocals are in English, I think they might not work for everyone. That little bit of the accent that's going on there, but it was not an issue for me. Yeah, so the name of the band is ODDLY, ODDLY. I believe that's all caps, which is essential. It's all caps. And their debut LP is titled Swerve.